Today we're going to look at how to use the Google Ads Keyword Planner for SEO. So the first thing is go to Google, type in the Google Keyword Planner, and then that should come up here. I mean, you can click on an ad if you want to, but I prefer to click on the organic listings. And then once you get there, you want to sign in. And when you sign in, it will look something like this. So you'll have the option to discover new keywords or to get search volume and forecasts. You can get search volume and forecasts for what Google thinks the traffic might be like for ads. And you can still kind of use that for SEO if you're looking at sort of future data. So in here, I can go and I can type in whatever phrase that it is that I want. And then it will give me this data here. So I can go to the plan overview. So if you type it in, it'll actually take you to the keyword section that kind of looks like that. And it gives you an idea with respect to ads that, I don't do ads, so that doesn't mean a whole lot to me anyway. I'm going to go to the plan overview because really all I want to look at is the predicted traffic forecast. So what's really interesting is you can see for Electrician Sydney, they're predicting it's going to be sort of fairly stable, drop a bit in September, but then it has a really big drop in December, which is very, very common for every local service business that has nothing to do with Christmas. We see huge traffic drops in December. Coming back up to then like a peak in January and February often because that tends to make up for the decline in December. And then it looks like for some reason they're indicating that they think March, the end of March, is going to be a low week as well. Now, this is possibly due to what happened in 2020 with coronavirus because there was a massive drop in March. And so if it's predicting the future, then maybe it's predicting the future based on what it saw. So if we go over to like Google Trends, now Google Trends will show you the historical data. So here we're looking at the future predictions. So from June 2020 to 2021, which may not be your future right now, but it's the future when I record the video, right? But then if you go over to Google Trends, then you can see the past history. So we're looking for searches for Electrician Sydney in Australia, and you can see that, March, April, there was, obviously a big decline in searches, and we'll go back and have a look at the usual lowest points. Usual lowest points are December, and we've kind of had a decline that's nearly as bad as December. And so that's most likely why we're seeing a decline in March on the forecast. So you've got to look at those kind of things as well. I can also go in and look at like the second hand clothes keywords. So I can put more than one keyword in here. So second hand clothes and second hand clothes. And we can see that it looks like we're having a peak around sort of November, bit of a decline into December, and then sort of flatlining again there. If I want to add more keywords in here, then I just go over to my keyword ideas and I can type something in. So I might want to add in pre-loved clothes. And then I'll click on pre-loved clothes there, and then it brings this up, and then I can go add keywords. And now if I go back over here to my plan overview, you'll see that I now have pre-loved clothes in there as well. So you're just kind of seeing the trends for a variety of keywords there. Now, if I then want to go and have a look in Google Trends to see the history of second-hand clothes and second-hand clothes, you can see that this phrase, and this time we're looking at the world. This phrase over the whole world hasn't really showed much because it doesn't have as many searches, but you can see a massive decline there, March, April, and then sort of starting to come up a bit. And you can change the country here. So we might go and have a look at just in Australia and see what's happened with secondhand closed terms there. So interesting, in Australia we've got a little bit of a spike in this secondhand closed term, whereas this term hasn't really recovered yet. So it can definitely vary from country to country. And then I just wanted to show you another one, which is artificial grass, because artificial turf, artificial grass, because I know for one of my clients kind of what's been happening there. So we've got artificial turf in here. We're going to add in another grass in there, and I'm going to click on that, and then we're going to add that as a keyword because I just want to see sort of what the future predictions are for that. We'll go back to the plan overview. So you can see that it's kind of predicting over the next year that it's going to continue to increase. Now what I want to, which is interesting, because what I want to show you is what has actually happened for artificial grass. And we've had like a massive spike around the world in searches for artificial grass. So you can see that it was a trending upwards anyway. And artificial turf, small trend upwards there, but then we've got like a massive trend. So you can see here, if you look over here at these numbers, you know, this is 50 and this is 100. So you've had nearly like 100% increase, which is massive. You can see that the increases over, so that's like it turns out that April, May are the best months every year worldwide. And then you can see, you know, what happened in April, May this year. If you have a look here, you usually see then sort of a little bit of a drop in June anyway. But yeah, fascinating, because we haven't seen like a drop in June back down to here, have we? It's still like massively high. And then according to the data here, we're not seeing like, they're not predicting like a huge drop either. They seem to think that this is going to continue, but who knows? Who knows who can predict it? But it can be really useful to see if there's certain terms that are getting way more searches, and therefore, you know, artificial grass we can see is a much better term than artificial turf. So if I go back, so there's also a range of things that people search: artificial grass, synthetic grass, fake grass, astroturf. So we're now going to have a look at the results for that. So you can see that artificial grass has significantly more searches than all these other keyword phrases. So when you're doing the SEO title, you might obviously want to put artificial grass first, but then you might be artificial grass, turf, synthetic, fake, astroturf. You might want to use all of those keywords in the SEO title, or at least in the page somewhere, because you also want to have enough space for your location if that's something that is important, depending on whether you're an online store doing artificial grass or whether you're a business that provides installation of artificial grass at a local level. I hope that gives you a really good idea of how to use this Google keyword tool to find keywords that people are searching for that you can put into the content of the page, but also you can use in your keyword tracker, and that you can also use in the SEO titles of your pages. If you found this video useful, please like it, and in the comments ask any questions that you have about SEO at all. I would love to be able to answer those questions with more videos. And click the link in the video description if you want to get an ebook specific for your industry.